Okay, y'all, I'm going to show you how to replace a couple of the drive gears on the Hayward Aquanaut 400. This also applies to the 200 as well. The first thing you want to remember is that if this is not moving in the pool, if the pump's on but it's not moving and it's got plenty of suction, like you can pick this up and feel the suction under here, and you've seen it move in the past under that kind of suction, it's probably a gear. You know, something internally is not spinning. If you pick it up and there's no suction, your filter's dirty or something else is happening, there's not enough suction, like it's not pulling on your hand here, then maybe that's an issue with the pump or the filter. But this has plenty of suction, and maybe occasionally it moves, but then it stops moving, then it'll move again, stop moving. That's probably a gear issue. These gears are plastic. There's a lot of gears inside here, and they do wear out over the years. All right, let's get started. So there's two screws here in the top. I'm just gonna take those off. We'll set those aside. The third screw is the same type of screw, so don't worry about these being kept separate. They all three fit the same. All right, so once those are out, then this top part comes off. Okay, and now we have our gears. Now, if we look closely, these gears are the drive gears. This is the turbine gear here. I just replaced this in a different video. I can link to that. You also have gears on the wheels here. So inside here, you can see, if I move the camera over, you can see there's some black gears in here. Those can wear out. Just look at all the gears, and if I look at these carefully, I can see that this gear here can kind of spin around by itself. I'm not sure how well the video shows this, but this gear is worn down. This gear is good. I know this gear is good because I just replaced it recently. This gear right here is the weak link. These two are similar. These are OEM parts. They come as a pair. I bought this used off of Amazon, so someone else bought this and returned it, but they're brand new. You can save a few bucks by doing that, or just buy the new ones. I'll link to that in the description. Let me just take these out to show you. All right, these guys are gonna go here. I'll take this apart now and then I'll show you that these are worn down. To take this section out, you're gonna wanna take the wheels off first. Pop this off very gently. This cap is brittle plastic. Just go slow, comes off like that. And then you can press on this red part here, pull up on the wheels, and those will slide off here. All right, so there's your wheel. Do the same thing over here. Just pop this off gently. And again, press on the red part, and then pull up on the wheel itself. If there's been water for a while, it could be a little sticky. All right, it's off. Nope, see that one, the actual bearing unit came off, which is okay. Again, these are sticky from being in the water for so long. Just be careful. This plastic does get brittle as it sits in the sun for so long. Just gently pry it off of there. All right, put that back into the wheel. If the turbine blades fall out while you're working, it's okay. You can slide these back in really easily when you're done. All right, so we need to get this gear out. So we need to get this axle guard off. There we go. Just don't want to force this stuff too hard. All right, it's off. Scary, but it comes off. Now I'm pounding this axle out of here so I can get the gear out. You're gonna find something long and narrow to put in the hole here. So in the hole, pound this axle out into this area. Put the new gear in, and then you'll put the axle back in. Pound this out gently. So there's the axles out, the gear is out. If I compare that to the new gear, you can see there that the old one is quite worn. And then just repeat that process for this axle as well. This axle needs to come out this direction because you can't go that direction with this front axle here. So don't try and pound this. It's solid plastic there. All right, so replace that gear. Just push that axle back in. All right, it's there. And then I'm gonna clean this up before I put it back in. This one on mine is a bit rough. Doesn't seem to affect the operation, but for some reason it's got a rough, kind of almost like a rust deterioration there or something. All right, our second new axle, put that in. And just push this axle back into place. Okay, all right. Now, you can see now it spins like it should. Okay, so then just everything in reverse now. That's back in, we can put the axle guard back on. There's like a little tiny nub there. Right here, put that nub in first. Okay, and then just very gently, you wanna get this thing back into place. This is brittle plastic, so be very gentle. Okay, that's on there. I'll save this gear. This one is, again, this one is one of the shop. This one I can save in case I need to do like an emergency repair in the future. And yeah, so now the wheels go back on. Just push those back on. Line up your, and then the clip. Okay. And then over here, push there, or before I put that back on, I'll just show you. These are the gears that will wear out too. And I've got a video too for replacing these. You want to see how to do those. But these things are spendy because they come with the bearings in here. I've got a link in the description for these as well if you need these replaced. Because these spin on a rack in the wheel here. So that gear spins in this rack here. So if those are getting worn out, it'll also affect the movement. Push the wheel down. Okay, this has some little slots here that will line up in these grooves here. I just like to turn it until I get, the sun's colored this, so I just like to turn this until I get it approximately where it was before. Okay, those are back on. All right, so you can see now that this gear is refreshed, the whole thing moves correctly now. Put the turbine fins back on. And most of these parts you get on Amazon or eBay. I don't have any affiliation with Hayward, but I tend to buy their OEM parts. But there are third-party parts as well. The one thing I don't buy OEM, third-party tires. They seem to wear out quickly. So those I don't buy Hayward. And I also don't, these are hard to find OEM. So I'll buy whatever cheap brand I see on Amazon. If you want these, I've got a link in the description for these as well. Now this won't spin forward out of the water. You see it kind of catches there. That's okay. Once this is in the water, this will spin both directions, but out of the water, it doesn't go back because it tends to hit on stuff. Just keep that in mind. You didn't do anything wrong. Just that outside the water, these won't spin this way very easily. Put the top back on. Got one screw in the top again. All right, and then we have our handle. This unit is, I think I bought it in 2020, so it's going on 6 years now. It's my second one. When I bought the house, it had one with the house, which wore out back in 2020, but that one too, I think was quite old. So these work quite well. It just plugs into your skimmer basket. I leave it in the pool 24 hours a day. There's no, no batteries or things or any Wi-Fi. It's just old-fashioned suction, goes around and cleans the pool for me. So if you're interested in this Hayward Aquanaut, the 400, you want to have this 400 if you've got a deep end pool like I do, because it climbs the deep end better. If your pool is more shallow, maybe 4 to 5 feet, maybe even 6 feet max, then the 2-wheel version, the Aquanaut 200, is probably okay. But these are fairly easy to maintain. I don't have a pool guy, I'm the pool guy. So this vacuums up the floor and walls, and the skimmer does the skimmer. And yeah, that's how you replace the drive gears in the Aquanaut 400. Any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will be happy to reply. I will see you again real soon. Thanks for watching.